Behold, Lakeview Cemetery in Burlington, Vermont. I filmed these graves June 5, 2021. And I'm back again to film them again because these were children who were in the Home for Destitute Children. This is Patricia, and I'm traveling for history. When I filmed these graves in 2021, they didn't look like this. Many had tipped over. Some were unreadable because they were so low to the ground. It was really a blooming pity, to be honest. It always warms my heart when headstones are repaired. You've seen some of my videos where headstones have been repaired, and it's just one of those wonderful moments to have the Howard Center, people from the Howard Center and the Vermont Old Cemetery Association joined forces to repair all of these headstones, to set them completely upright again. Makes my heart sing. Let's look to see who's buried here, shall we? Now, be aware that some have no name whatsoever, and that's just life. They may not have been known. Home for Destitute Children has 3 locations in Burlington, Vermont, and it was essentially an orphanage. So parents couldn't afford them, couldn't keep them for whatever reason. Now, I don't know what this is down here. It's I don't see any name on it, but let's see. Here we have Nellie Marks, Ruby N. Kelly, June 1892. Airplane overhead in case you can hear it. Vera, November 8, 1899. Eddie Sigchrist, I think, September 1899 it looks like. You can tell me in the comments below if you think it's something else. Ruth Hall, October 1899. I have to say, these graves kind of remind me of those I filmed at the Sheldon Poor Farm Cemetery. They were also a regular height, they were essentially all the same, except for maybe 2 or 3. And a poor farm, I mean, you have an orphanage and a poor farm, right? And this is Gordon Flinton, it looks like. I don't see a date. I understand some of these were quite low when I was here last. I'm guessing that it has to be low to the ground like that because there's not much other stone there. This is Willard Wolcott, April 30, 1899. Baby Rupert, January 11, 1899. Gustav Hertling, December 20, 1890. Let's go and do the ones in the back there. Now, admittedly, I don't remember which ones were not standing upright at this point. It has been a couple of years, but, well, a year and a half, I guess. So I filmed a lot of videos in between. Martha Jenkins, December 24, 1890. Can you imagine losing your daughter a day before Christmas? I have no children, and I still can't imagine that. May Coleman, February 5, 1892. Ethel Fuller, March 1, 1892. Claire Wilson, March 17, 1900. Fred Bruce, June 8, 1892. William G. Starkey, August 9, 18, that could be 1899, could be 1892. Amy Stone, August 9, 1892. Charles H. Johnson, August 27, 1892. And let's grab this one as well, since it's over here. See, this headstone is different than the others. Only one. The only one that's different. When we see a lamb on a headstone, that's telling us there's a child buried here. In this case, we're looking at Joyce Ann, infant daughter of Ray and Ann Marston, August 29, 1941 to December 15, 1941. Go back and capture these other children. Let's see. This one is next. Baby Ruth, August 9, 1890. Charles Reynolds, June 29, 1890. Henry Sheldon. I can see 1890. That's all I can read. Henry Gibson, May 12, 1889. Joseph C. Haviland, October 8, 1888. Nettie Whitney, September 26, 1888. Lois Chandler. William Sanders. Harry Foster. Hiram, that might be a G, Sweeney. And maybe it's just, actually, I don't think it's a letter. I think it's like the pattern here that's surrounding it. Sorry about that. Arthur Smith. Alberto H. Pierce. George D. Bliss. Sorry about my camera if it's going in and out of focus. It's cold out. Warmer than it has been, but it's cold out. And even though my phone is plugged in to keep it from doing that, it still does it. At least it's not turning off. Leroy Carpenter. I had an uncle who went by Roy, Uncle Roy, but his name was actually spelled Leroy, but pronounced Leroy. But I never knew him as Leroy. As a side note, not that you perhaps care, but it just reminded me of that. Earl, what's that last name? Ray Smith. Okay. Yay for Zoom. Grace Vosberg. Little Harry. Ida Louisa Dushan. Arthur Houston. Let me talk a bit about this monument right here. It says, erected by Louisa H. Howard to the memory of the children who have died in the home for destitute children, Burlington, Vermont, 1884. Now, Louisa Howard provided these headstones to these children. She did not have children herself. She was very sickly. Two of her brothers went to New York City and earned an absolute fortune in the hotel industry. And one of them reputedly paid for the headstones and cared for his sister. She's not buried here in this spot. She's buried with her family, who are buried here at Lakeview Cemetery. The home for destitute children, by the way, eventually developed into the Howard Center. Howard. Mary Smith, Cora Mae Gray, Cordelia Penn. That is such an old name, isn't it? It's really a dated name, but I love saying it. Cordelia. Sounds like she should have a movie of her own. George Bigelow. Anna Hartson. Ida Green. Baby Kirk. How about you? Is it only me, but I'm saddened that these babies don't have a last name attached to them? Perhaps the mother was unwed. Perhaps the mother died in childbirth. I don't know. Charles McIntyre. When you see an abbreviation, this is an abbreviation, CHAS, think Charles. Eva Whitney. Mary Silly. William and Willis Colby. Oh my. Twins, I'm guessing. Lily Sherman. That's all of these regular headstones, and who's over here? Samuel Redwood I need to get closer. Born July 20, 1867 in St. Johnsbury. Died April 10, 1889 at the home in Burlington. Well, I'm sorry. And then there's this right here, and just trying to figure out. I don't think, I'm certain this is not a grave marker. Usually when I see things like this with a grouping, there's usually a rope or a bar that marks the area, you know, for wealthier people, but there's nothing else around here, so maybe this is to protect them from being hit by a plow, because there's another stretch of roadway right here, and this would be on the corner, so that could be the thing completely. All right, well, it's been lovely to revisit these children, and thank you for coming along with me. Really love it if you would follow me on social media and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traveling for History 1 Ellen, traveling everywhere except Twitter, where I'm traveling for High 1. Traveling for High 1. So, until I see you again, I hope you have an absolutely fabulous evening. It's always a pleasure to share these videos with you. This is Patricia. Have a great night.